What's up, y'all? Much love. Much love to y'all out there and supporting the channel and stuff like that. You know, nice sunny day out here in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, though. Enjoying the sunshine, enjoying this life. You know what I'm saying? I want to close out on that video. Black Panthers, the Jews in Israel. I want to do a close out on that. This is a social commentary, the part 4 of the video. You know, just from a perspective of what I learned from, in doing a little series and stuff like that. Shout out to the my man is a guy on there on who left a commentary, on one of the videos on the channel and stuff like that. I'm gonna give a shout out to him, DX, something like that. I'm sorry, bro, but you know what I'm saying. But thank you for commenting on the video. I will make I will try to get more of a lecture format. You know what I'm saying. If that make it more intriguing, you know what I'm saying. But me just reading the stuff straight through is just so a person can look it up themselves. I leave the references in the description box. We both learning. You know what I'm saying. Thank you for your positive, remark. I respect that. Respect you, brother. You know what I'm saying, or sister, whoever the poster was. I respect that and much love to you. So what did I learn about this? About the Black Panthers, Jews in Israel. As discussed before, prior, just to give everybody a quick warm-up, since, as discussed prior, the international coordinator, Black Panther coordinator, the Honorable Queen Connie Matthews, said that Zionists is messing up the party. How can they get caught off? Our allies is walking away scot-free, but we get the brunt of the pain. You know what I'm saying? Which is a logical question. That's basically the question in a nutshell. And she said it in the Panther organ. Can't remember the date offhand, 1970 something. So she said it in the organ, you know what I'm saying, which is still true today, you know what I'm saying. So the Jewish people, you know what I'm saying, with their own progressive organs and stuff like that, and this came from a magazine, Jewish Currents, which is a magazine that's still around today. Or at least to the early 2000s, the closest I checked up to it. 2002 was the last issue I haven't seen, but it's still, I'm pretty sure it's still around today. Came back, and fired back on them, you know what I'm saying. So the first one, which was dealing with a letter to Huey P. Newton, you know what I'm saying, and that came from a Nobel Prize winner, George Wald. He's a Nobel Prize winner, real talk, you know what I'm saying. And he wrote it in the Current magazine. I'm gonna get the year and everything and spit on it. He wrote this, you know what I'm saying, a letter to Huey, and talking about how being Jewish and being black is the same. Y'all should focus on basically class warfare, because you know what I'm saying, that should be the focus of it, what it is. I'm gonna cite some of this stuff. What else he said? Jews in Israel, they're refugees from the remnant of the biggest massacre in history. So he just said they were no conquerors, they were refugees. A lot about the Al-Falata, I guess it's a Palestinian document that was discussed a lot in this back and forth too over this thing. So what do those people want? This is a quote from George Wall. It's a small place to live in a world where Jews can imagine their own lives. After 2,000 years of being kicked around, the universal scapegoat, burned out, murdered, exterminated, you surely can understand that. So that's they try to come with the plight. So there's a lot of stuff saying that, and a lot of thing about George Wall was prevent another massacre of Jews, which is understandable. That's highly understandable. You know what I'm saying? That's he speaks on this. You know what I'm saying? The massacre will come in as at any time. The lineup is terrifying, and Nixon America altogether is problematical. Israel is accused of sometimes being an outpost of American imperialism. Crazy. It's a matter of fact American imperialism that brings us squarely on the Arab side. So he's terrified of this massacre. If this massacre comes, let me continue on, drive down a little bit more. If this massacre comes, I think black persons in America should do their part. Black persons in America, anywhere else, will want no part in it. So this is the kind of stuff, they were talking about. Now, he would reply back to this, and he, like, when he first started the conference in the conference of August 26, 1970, he had he was on a radio show, Pacifica Radio in Berkeley, California, and he replied back. You know what I'm saying? So we like to reiterate our support for Palestine and the Palestinian people. You know, so he started the conversation off rip like that. And then the Black Panther Party stating that it's not anti-Semitic. We've been charged being anti-Semitic. As a matter of fact, some of our statements could be cited where some of our members of the party have made some statements in anger to order hurt some of our right radical ally friends because we believe that they did not live up to the friendship agreement. So here we have some kind of beat to saying that the white radical ally friends did not live up to the friendship agreement. But, and this is Huey P. Newton words, these are external fights, and they should have been kept external. But where they was exposed and used by reactionary, and it was partially our fault because we indulge in that. So he made it on his flaw in that situation while they indulge in that. You know what I'm saying? When a person come at you spitting dirt, you just gotta let them just slide by. But as far as our official organ, we are not anti-Semitic. You know, so he denied it and said that we're not anti-Semitic. You know what I'm saying? And VB denied that the party was being anti-Semitic. But he also said that the Jews were not living up, their white ally friends were not living up to the part. You know what I'm saying? We chiefly believe in the survival of our people, but not at the expense of other people. You know what I'm saying? And of course, he replied back to the George Wall claim about the Jews being, you know, you can feel about that. Said black people in America has been persecuted, and therefore it's easy for us to identify with the other people who are suffering. We have a long history of being enslaved and murdered. We have wrestled with the question of nationalism, and we have concluded we have a moral right to embrace nationalism. Now remember, this to me, right here was the turning point of the conversation. This to me, you know what I'm saying? Because when we get to their rebuttal back, it's going to show why. I'm going to prove it why. We have wrestled with the question of nationalism, and we conclude we have a great moral right to embrace nationalism. We have a moral right to choose separatism, to move into a separate state, just as the Jewish people have that moral right. So you know what I'm saying? So he was saying, according to Huey P. Newton, that, you know, wrestle the question of nationalism, and we conclude we have a moral right, a God-given right, not a civil right, but a moral right. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think this is where the tables turned at. You know what I'm saying? For me, he goes a little bit more. You know, he would, even though people, I'm gonna say something about this because this is my first thing really reading something deep that Huey wrote himself. You know what I'm saying? And this dude's a really intelligent, articulate brother. You know what I'm saying? I seen him know he graduated from college and stuff like that. But most of the pictures that you see of him was with the guns, and they try to make him to be out thuggish. This dude has some. This is pretty intelligent. You know what I'm saying? The way he's coming off. So, what is the motive? This is part 2 in the video I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So, Israel was created by Western imperialism and maintained by Western firepower. The Jewish people have a right to exist as long as they solely exist down a reactionary, expansionist Israeli government. Our similarities in so many ways. Jewish people can make a case for separating the Zionist state based on a religion for self-defense. We say that morally, maybe we could accept this, but politically and strategy, we know it's incorrect. First of all, that's doing is perpetuating nationalism and perpetuating reaction. If nationalist reaction. So, let's see what else. In other words, we went to a nationalist to a natural conclusion, and that is empire or imperialism. So he was just basically saying their government was basically an imperialism, you know what I'm saying? And how that's being reactionary or perpetuating nationalism. Now here's another part where, another turning point where we realize that some people who happen to be Jewish and support Israel will use the Black Panther Party position against this imperialism and against the agent of the imperialists as an attack of anti-Semitism. We, the Black Panther Party, think this is backbiting, racist, underhanded tactics, and we shall treat it as such. We have respect for all people. We respect the people. We respect the right for any people to exist. So we want the Jewish people and the Palestinian people to live in harmony together. We support the Palestinian struggle for liberation 100%. And we'll go on doing this and would like all the progressive people of the world to join in our ranks in order to make the world which all the people can live. All power to the people. And that's how he ended that response in that conference. But he said that the people that's calling them anti-Semitic, we think this to be backbiting, racist, and underhanded tactics, and we will treat it as such. That's a good strategy to use. That's, you know what I'm saying. That was very smart, and that was very, you know, good strategy to use on Huey part. Now they could let it go, so they had another rebuttal. The first time they had to Connie Mack, they had a Nobel Prize laureate come on. Now the rebuttal to Huey comes from Morris Shapes. Morris U. Shapes is the editor and I guess the owner of Jewish Current magazine. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is where made my decision made on after reading Huey's part and then reading this part. You know what I'm saying? This is where I had an affirmed decision, and I'm gonna give my affirmed decision on this commentary. You know, so, but like I said, I never knew this went on. I never knew this had went on. You know, some stuff that we should be telling our kids about. You know what I'm saying? The political, because this is politics right here. This is how you deal with, you know, your allies. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna be friendly. You know what I'm saying? This might be your best friend one day, but not your best friend. This might be your homie one day, but he might turn his back on you. He got his own agenda. You know what I'm saying? They got their own thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this, you know. Let's see this here. It had also been suggested to us that Huey had in mind of an anti-Semitic article by Connie Matthews, the international coordinator of the Black Panther Party. Right? Because they didn't like that. In the Black Panther Party, April 25th, 1970, when Newton spoke with some members of the party, had made some statement in anger and declared these internal fights a sign of internal. Well, to express anti-Semitism even in anger is an internal fight, is a sign of danger. But this anti-Semitic article was published in its official organ, the Black Panther, and was signed by Matthews with the official title of International Coordinator. Without the explicit public repudiation of this anti-Semitism, while a clear statement of why Matthews' article is anti-Semitic and the harm it does to the Black Panther Party and the Black people movement, how are the readers of the Black Panther to learn to combat anti-Semitism when they meet it again? So, off rip, you know what I'm saying, to me, Morris Shapes became paternalistic. Like, nigga, how dare you? That's just to me. You know what I'm saying? It became paternalistic. Well, you know, you shouldn't do that. Whoop-de-whoop. You know, and their main thing was being charged of anti-Semitism. You know what I'm saying? And anti-Semitism, like right racism, is a part of a reactionary ideology. Let me read that a little bit more. Let's go a little bit more. We trust Huey will implement his declaration that the party is not anti-Semitic by public activity against anti-Semitism, wherever he finds it, as part of the continued struggle against reactionary ideology of all sorts, and anti-Semitism, like white racism, which is reactionary ideology. First off, Mr. Newton is wrong in his flat statement. Israel was created by Western imperialism. The forces that create the state of Israel, in addition to those Zionists and even more numerous non-Zionist refugees from Hitlerism, were decisively the anti-imperialist, democratic, socialist forces expressing themselves in the UN. So he flipped the script and said that Israel was not Western imperialism. You know, and he states in here that, you know, an anti-imperialist, anti-Zionist Soviet Union, Andrei Mega made this expression. He used a Soviet diplomat to make his point. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see. Neither history nor the conditions have arisen in Palestine can now justify a universal solution of the Palestinian problem. The Palestinian problem. Either is in favor of the creation of an independent Arab state, ignoring the lawful, rightful rights of the Jewish people, or in favor of a Jewish independent state, ignoring the lawful rights of the Arab population. For this concern is the creation of a dual democracy. The Russian guy said this, an Arab Jewish state. But he added in the same speech, if that state turns out to be not applicable and practical in 1947, there should be a division of Palestine into 2 independent separate nations, one Jewish and one Arab. So I guess he said the Russians, the communists, had their back on that. You know what I'm saying? And he said the Arabs were puppets of British imperialism. The British, now, to back that point up on a sort of sense, the British did carve the region up. You know what I'm saying? The border, same thing they did in Africa. You know what I'm saying? The borders that stand today is carved up by the British. You know what I'm saying? Same shit happened in Africa. Same shit down in South America with the Spanish. You know. Okay, let's see what else. This Al-Fatah keeps coming up. I really don't know. But he said something this. Now the state of Israel had many features in its government, many policies, which we disagree with. What about that we have hesitated or expressed criticism. But Israel's right to exist is inalienable. To call for this destruction as a state is an imperial tactic and smacks of genocide, not of revolutionary democracy. However, have revolutionists called for the destruction of even imperial states? Now, that's the question he comes back with. However, have revolutionists called for the destructions of even of imperial states? The Algerian Liberation Front, who fought the French, never called for the destruction of France. The Vietnam Liberation Front, the VC, never called for the destruction of the USA as a state. Nor does the Liberation Front fighting against Portugal, Spain, West Germany, Great Britain, and other imperial states call for the destruction. Now, this one he gets a little bit tricky on. You know what I'm saying? Because those are people fighting in their home country. And, you know what I'm saying? The thing about this, with the creation of Israel, it was Palestine already. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it get kind of tricky. But that's, you know, it's something to make you think. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, we deny any revolutionary character who is in any way called for the destruction of Israel. We see, however, he didn't call that Israel should be transformed to a secular people's state into a religious state is a call for somewhat as disguised with offhand formal expressive of Al-Fatah twin. This program is mistakenly aimed for the destruction of the state of Israel and abundantly clear in Black Panther November 7, 1970, which devoted 2-page spread to the Al-Fatah statement. So he's saying he will be backing the plan and signing with the Palestinians is just backing the destruction of Israel, which is Al-Fatah plan or Al-Fatah statement. Something I gotta look into, you know what I'm saying? Something we should all look into, see what they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But now he gets a little bit down. You know, he brings up the Russian guy again. I'm not gonna go through that again. And he talks more about the Al-Fatah statement. You know what I'm saying? So he talks a little bit more about that. All right. Then he gets kind of, you know what I'm saying? To me, this is more shot kind of nasty. You know what I'm saying? And this is the last part, and I'm gonna give my last commentary on this. But Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party are beleaguered, harassed, and persecuted at every level of government in our country. Huey is fighting back as well as talking. In this fighting back, we have all along supported the full civil liberties. The full civil, not nationalism, all right? The full civil liberties for the Black Panther, and as well as fought during all the 25 years of our publication for the full civil rights, not nationalism, not having your own stuff, you know what I'm saying, but civil rights, a meaningful equality for Black people in the Black people movement. Now, when Huey was talking about we have a moral right for nationalism, and he broke them back down to civil, but yet and still, you know, Morris Schatz broke them back down to civil. Civil rights, in case you don't know, look in Black's Law, is something that a man gives to you. While Huey was talking about the moral right, moral deals with a higher power. You know what I'm saying? You got to catch that. You know what I'm saying? That deal with a moral power. We got a God-given right, natural right. You know what I'm saying? He shot that down, and he made sure he broke it back down. And Morris Schatz, in his reply back to Huey, made sure he broke it back down to civil liberties. Something what a man can take away, you know what I'm saying? And can't give it, you know, back. No, none of that. You know what I'm saying? No. A man got to condone civil rights on you. You know what I'm saying? and 25 years for the full civil rights and a meaningful equality for black people in the movement. And that's where the question come down with, with Spike Lee about the white allies too. You know what I'm saying? They got their own program. They got their own agenda. You know what I'm saying? We can have a nation, but you can't. That's basically what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So we want you to have the civil, and that comes down to the Spike Lee question. Yes, there were some good white folks that, for sure, but they had their own agenda behind that. William Lloyd Garrison had an agenda behind that. You know what I'm saying? All right? Gotta respect that. Now, if you're reading Herbert Asher's book about 250 slave revolts, and I've read, everybody get that book, Herbert Asher, you know what I'm saying? He break it down and say, yeah, it was some white folks led some slave revolts. But because it's not talked about in history, you know what I'm saying? It's just not talked about. They read, out of the 250, they let about a good 5, 6. I mean, I can't hold it up. I can't lie on that. But the thing is, though, in this situation, and I give credit to others that, you know what I'm saying? Much respect and much love to them. I ain't gonna shit on them for that. You know what I'm saying? But with this here, we see, and that's been the, they're not gonna sacrifice their nationhood for your equality. You know what I'm saying? They just keep you out there fighting and just tag you along. And that's in their best interest in the first place. You know what I'm saying? They will not let a black nation rise. They want you to be civil. Civil is something that gets you, that means you're already a second-class citizen. You ain't got the natural right. Something to think about. And that's the main thing I caught in that whole entire conversation. You know what I'm saying? When it came down for the Jews, sure, nationalism is for them. They weren't even discussing civil rights. They don't even care. They can care less about that. They got their own nation. But when it comes down to the other people in the allied group, no, you stick to full civil liberties. Think about that. That means you're being used as cannon fodder. The thing about having a strategy, and I've been putting videos like that on here, you know what I'm saying? You got to have a strategy. That's your strategy. Our strategy as a collective. Do what need to be done. You know what I'm saying? Nobody strategizing. No tactics. They saying, like I said, they had a Nobel Prize winner come down and check this dude. I'm like, damn, a Nobel Prize winner? Really? Think about that. They had a Nobel Prize winner come down to try to check Huey and check the Honorable Queen Connie Matthews. Our people, both ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Nobody talk about this. This shit should be discussed. This is a political, you know what I'm saying? This is part of the art of war. We got to look at conversations like this. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, subscribe to the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? My commentary is what Dr. John Henry Clark said. You know what I'm saying? We have no friends. Period. So we just need to, stay, look in the mirror and love yourself. Look in the mirror and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And don't stop till you start loving yourself. Loving, love it being black. Love you. I love my big lips. Hey, love that shit. Nappy hair, the whole wop. I know I'm pasty. But hey, I love that shit too. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all have a wonderful day, man. I'm going to be dropping more knowledge, more history, more videos. Thanks for the love out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love. I'm getting love, getting called from people, man, and stuff like that. Hey, much love, man. Much respect, man. I respect all y'all brothers and sisters, man. Getting calls from Africa and shit. That's crazy. That's bananas. I never thought I'd hit that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, much love to y'all brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? And, we doing it for y'all. Peace.